Barnes here coming at you live, and I'm talking to you today about what do you need to do to prepare to pitch to investors. You see, I spend an inordinate amount of time putting packages together for investors, investment groups, angel groups, investment banks, venture capitalists. Doesn't really matter which kind, they all have a little bit different flavor about what they want. And I got to tell you, it's one of my biggest pet peeves when entrepreneurs and capital raisers do not follow these really simple steps when it comes to raising capital and submitting their deal to an investor the right way. Now, what you need to remember about investors, whether they are fund managers, limited partners in a fund, if they're high net worth individuals themselves, if they're family offices, if they're venture capitalists, they're the GPs in the fund, or it's just your friends and your family, you have to understand that people who are going to invest in a deal, they have money, right? Obviously, it wouldn't be pitching them if they don't have money. And as a result, you can assume they've been somewhat successful, if not incredibly successful in their lives. And they think differently, okay? They think very, very differently, and they can assimilate a lot of information very, very quickly. And as a result, they do not need you to drone on about a whole bunch of nonsense and useless information when it comes to your deal. You need to get to the point incredibly quickly. You need to make a very big vision point very fast, very concise, use brevity, right? In other words, shorten everything up. Get to the point quickly. But here's the other thing that's really important to this is you cannot omit really, really important details. See, a lot of entrepreneurs think if they just tell the vision about what they're doing and how they're doing it, then everybody's going to like it. And you have to remember, you have probably been thinking about this for years. And as a result, everything makes sense in your mind. But unfortunately, you don't know how to turn that into words that are going to translate into an investor understanding the vision quickly and how you're going to make money. So you have to practice your pitch 100 times over and over again. And then what's going to happen is people are going to start asking you questions. They're going to ask questions for clarifying information. Tell me about this. When did you get started? How did you get started? How did this become an issue? How long have you been working on this project? Who are the other players involved? Oh, you didn't even tell me about this person over here who they were a linchpin in the entire deal and the entire project, and you just now brought it up at the 11th hour when I was telling you I didn't want to invest, right? You buried the lead, as they say. When you are pitching to investors, when you're coming up with your package for investors, you need an executive summary that's going to get to the point quickly and outline the really big detail or the really big points without going into a ton of detail, but you do need to have a really short and concise narrative about those details, right? So, for example, we're working on a really, really big real estate project right now. It could be upwards of $1 billion. And people are having questions. Well, how come this has taken so long to get to this stage? And why isn't there money for this? And where did the money go that you put in this? And have you raised any money? And, of course, these are projects that people bring to me, and then it's my job to package them up and then take them to the investors. Well, unfortunately, when people omit information that I need, I can't give it to the investor. And guess what that does? It makes us look silly. And when you look silly in front of an investor, guess what? They think you don't know what you're doing. If they don't think you know what you're doing when it comes to raising the capital, they definitely are not going to trust you with giving you the money so you can get the deal done. So you have to know your story inside and out. You have to be really clear and concise on presenting it the very first time. And you have to have all of the details available so that when they ask you those questions, you have them and you can show them. Okay, it's really important that you have everything ready and all your ducks in a row before you go to these investors. Do not try to wing it. Do not be half-assed about it, because if you do, you're very likely going to lose the deal that you thought was a slam dunk. All right, and remember, they have not been working on the deal as long as you, so they are coming at it with a fresh set of eyes, and you always have to remember that whenever you're going in to any investor meeting. All right, take care.